probably picked up a football when I was like 2 or 3.
I was so happy playing football. Like, there was just so much joy that I found in it.
And I fell in love with that Friday night, that's the guy, I want to be the guy.
He wanted to be a Division I football player. That was his goal.
Football just became an obsession. Goal to win with all your guys, it's just nothing like it.
It consumes your life.
And to have it taken away from you.
It's kind of your worst nightmare.
We have 12 days to play for each other.
Wasn't big enough, wasn't strong enough, wasn't fast enough.
A lot of football players in college started playing when they were little kids. It's been all that they've known for a long time. So what happens next? Can you let the game of football go?
All right.
He represents everything that you could ever want when you talk about a program.
Clayton Coll was the heart and soul of Ball State.
Yeah, this dude's good.
Not only is he a great football player, I think that speaks for itself.
Until it hurts, push until you win, run till you're out of breath. If you fall, you crawl. Hope like you can see it, walk like you mean it. Take your respect in this life, ain't nothing given to your homie.
Football's just a game, right? But to the football players, yes, it's a game, but it's so much more. Football is woven into the fabric of the DNA of those players, and there is no chance that they're going to back down from an opportunity to lay it out on the line.
This is the Mid-America Conference on ESPN, and this is the inside of Yager Stadium, the home of Maurer Redhawks football.
To end the 2022 football season, that game was like the pinnacle of the year because the winner goes to the Bahamas Bowl, loser season's over. It's a rivalry game, it captures the entire season, so the stakes were as high as they could be.
And this is the last one that we have guaranteed or whatever. But I promise you, I'm not walking off that field without going to hell and back to make sure that everybody in this locker room, that this isn't our last game together. That Miami fucking Ohio isn't gonna take our chance to go onto a bowl game and make history and all that bullshit.
He had shoulder surgery after the 21 season. He comes back and pretty quickly tears the other shoulder and is fighting through that all of 2022. He's playing through significant pain, or just again shows the type of guy that he is on the gridiron.
240-pound junior Clayton Coll last week.
Leading up to that game, there was a sense of excitement, but also almost like dread, because there was a chance this was going to be their last game.
But, you know, there it is. This is what they're playing for tonight, right?
Wow.
The Redbird rivalry tonight. And Miami leads by 1. Paddock firing Riddle. He got picked off. He got intercepted.
Yes, and then give credit to Calden Woolard as well, because they did a zone dog concept.
And that is going to do it. The Miami Redhawks.
Wow, what did we just witness?
Will be a bowl team out of the Mid-America.
He comes out of the locker room and sobbing, very, very tearful, and his hands, he's like this. And we're like, oh my gosh, what happened? His hands are swollen.
Honestly, not a lot. It's one of those moments that you will remember for the rest of your life because it was dead silent, upset, mad, sad, whatever you want to look at it as.
That was brutal. That was difficult. Breaking both my hands in one game.
I don't know how, I have no idea how he played in that game.
Because I couldn't get my helmet on, I couldn't really put my mouthpiece in my mouth because my hands just didn't work. But I wanted to win that game, so I had no choice.
I loved sports growing up my whole life. I was put in all of them. I was a swimmer the first couple of years of my life. I played baseball, basketball, and football. Like by far, football is my favorite.
Tanner, as a child, was always busy, active, very, very active, climbing on everything, just active, went from one thing to the next.
I got all my athletic genes from my dad.
Tim and Tanner, Tim was Tanner's dad, they did everything. Tim was Tanner's coach, and Tim was Tanner's biggest fan.
I realized it more and more as I grow up, like the things that I saw him do, like he would wake up 4 a.m., sometimes earlier, like he would go work out before he goes to work. There was so many things that he did that I didn't see anyone else do.
Tim did really well on the dad front. It was September 8th, 2015, and it was Tim's birthday, my husband's birthday. It was turning 52. And I was just running around getting stuff, and I got a call from one of his bosses saying, "Sandy, there's been an accident." And, you know, my heart just dropped. Right away, I heard that he was gone. And it's kind of your worst nightmare.
I walked into it was like a waiting room, and it was my mom, and she just said, like your dad's with Grandpa, like he died, and it was just like, I think I went through a week of just like not believing it. I like just thinking of my dad, like the superhero he was to me at that age. It was just like, there's no way I'm not gonna see him again. I remember I went to football practice the next day, and one of my coaches just hugged me, and like that's when all the players, like I think they knew before, and they were just hugging me, and I was just, it was a point where I thought I should have, like I felt like crying, but I didn't. I think I kind of like knew but wasn't accepting it completely, that I would never see him again.
We did it. I think I've got 2 really great boys, and I'm proud of the way they turned out, and they did it. They did their parts too.
I don't want people to feel sorry for me, because my dad was great. Like I got a great, like 12 years from him.
Yeah. Yeah, we just did it, and mostly through sports.
I owe almost all of it to her. She was just always making sure that I was doing something for the goal that I didn't even know I had yet, to continue playing football.
So that was very helpful. Football was very, very helpful in his grieving process.
It just became a total obsession, like watching it, playing it, practicing it, training for it, working out for it. To have that passion, it was just like a whole different love for something.
Nick as a child was passionate. You know, anything that he was into at that moment, he put in 100% and was passionate about it.
I've been blessed to have a pretty awesome childhood. Family that loves and cares for me and has supported me with whatever I've done. I've just been blessed. I'm from a super tight family. Cousins are like siblings to me. We're all together, enjoying each other's company.
We say that we are lucky every day for the family that we have. We don't take it for granted.
Yeah, I played all sorts of sports. Whatever really I could get into, my parents were like, toss them in there, whether it was soccer, basketball, baseball. Probably like 7 is when I really started playing like tackle football. I was like, this football thing, like I can make this like real. Because I've always dreamed of like playing under the lights, thousands of people, and it was kind of all just a dream to me.
Nick was a standout athlete. football player, and not just an athlete, but like a standout receiver.
Nick Munson cannot be stopped.
When I first met him, he was different because of his drive. He had a desire and a drive that was a lot different than typical young athlete.
6 in the morning, I drive to Fort Wayne every day to lift, every day, like double lift. I'm playing 7-on-7, training at night back in Fort Wayne. It was tiring, like I was exhausted, but I knew like it wasn't gonna work out any other way if I didn't do that.
He was, always the first one in the weight room, first one in practice, last one to leave. He was that type of guy. At some points, he was working so hard, and he wasn't getting the attention that he deserved.
I was the one reaching out to coaches, not the coaches reaching out to me. I was the one DMing them, shooting emails, seeing if I could come to a camp, seeing if I could just get the chance to be in front of them. Wasn't big enough, wasn't strong enough, wasn't fast enough. I felt like I was deserving of at least something. It's tough because they're saying, you're not a scholarship kid. You're not good enough to be on scholarship. Best we could do is maybe let you walk on. And it just set that fire off in me, and it wasn't like an angry fire, it was more like I'm proven wrong. I'm gonna bet on myself.
No, there's no doubt that I was coming back. I'll be fine.
He had his labrum done in February 2022. Then he broke both of his hands in the Miami game. And he had bilateral surgery, and then they had to go back in and fix one of them a week or so later. And then a week or so after that, he had his other shoulder done. Rehabbing an injury is hard, but it's that emotional toll that no one really understands, for both of us, I think.
It's undescribable what she's done for me and everything she's sacrificed for me. We got married when we were 22, but we loved each other and we knew that since high school. She's my whole life. She's everything I've ever wanted. But she's also understanding of the fact that I love the sport and that I only get one chance at it.
Hold it, 2 more.
Yeah. See that, Joey? It's called balance.
All right, come on.
His rehab and his preparation for this season, and then where he was mentally, I was excited to see what he was going to go out and do for himself in his future.
He invested everything into this year. Like everything, like every single day was focusing on having a good season for himself, but also his team. So during the off season, he was 24/7 Ball State football.
So less than a calendar year, so 9-10 months, I had 2 shoulder surgeries and 3 hand surgeries. All off of 1, 2, 3, 4 plays, 5 plays total, all caused all of that. So that's the sport of football for you.
Were you angry?
No. It took my ankle surgery for me to be angry.
Really, it's just super encouraging just to see a guy that really kind of had a lot of cards stacked against him, not on scholarship, right? It's not easy being a walk-on. That's never an easy road.
Division I coaches, they look for like the intangible things you're born with. For me, I've been blessed with other things.
Munson, you're a white slot receiver, right? And it's just the reality you have to do it. So having him to see it that way and add into the fire of him growing and growing and grinding, he was just like, whatever, like let's go and let's prove that I am what I am.
Whoa, this is fast. Like, I specifically remember just getting thrown around. I was not used to the level of play. It was tough. It was really tough. So that summer camp was something where it just helped me appreciate playing football and being where I was at. Whatever I needed to do, I was just going to give it to the best of my ability.
He had said, you know, my goal this year is to get on the bus. I just want to travel.
There's a travel list that's posted in the locker room on who's all traveling. You know, everybody's running over, checking the travel list, especially the freshmen, because you don't want to go to Tennessee. Oh shoot, I'm traveling! I was so stoked. I remember calling my parents after.
So excited, and of course Josh and I are so excited. It's the only thing that you could ever want as a parent.
You know, your kiddo, he gets to start to see his dreams, you know, become reality. That's, you can't have any other bigger happiness for your kiddo.
But yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool.
Boys, let's go from the team. Compete on 3, 1, 2, 3. Compete!
Tanner Koziol from day one just electrified Ball State football. Hardly anybody better as a freshman All-American, of course. First time you saw him catch a ball, it was, okay, this guy has it.
That was there too, I know you seen it.
We knew. All right, there's something special with Tanner Koziol.
He has one of those personalities where he kind of glows. You know, he walks into a room, he's always got a smile on his face.
Just a dude that's full of joy. Really just a great person to be around, always gonna have your back.
It's not about Tanner's stats, it's never about that. I don't even know how much he pays attention. It's about the team and the game and his brothers. It's a brotherhood.
There's just so much joy about football, not just playing the game, but the things that the game brings to you and the relationships it brings to you. It's just like, that's what is really, really special about football. I know he'd be proud of who I am today.
When we went to Northern Illinois, I kept calling Madison. Need more tickets, need more tickets. I got 50 tickets, plus another 30 people bought tickets. Conley Electric is where my husband worked, and they showed up with 20 people to watch Tanner.
They were there through it all, and they're still here in my life today. A bunch of them were at the NIU game. Like, I know they know my story and what my dad would, like how happy he would be. And it's just nice to see that other people that knew him, like, are seeing what. It's just nice to see that other people are seeing what he wanted. Like, I know he wanted to see this and what I'm doing now. And it's nice that those people were there too for it all.
You get 12 days to play this game every year. 12 days. We have 12 days to play for each other. And today's one of them, so you better make it count. Because I can promise you right now, I'm going to give it all I have for each and every person in the room. And that's the expectation for everybody in the room.
Everybody was excited for that week 1 game at Kentucky.
Yeah, my goal was to go to the NFL after this season. And that was a big game, SEC team. So I wanted to go in there and show people, you know, I'm the real deal. Life had other plans, but that was my mindset going in.
We're going to have some fun here at Lexington at Kroger Field, as that's where we get things started. Big Blue Nation on hand, and here come the Cats as they get set to host Ball State, and it's all coming up in a matter of moments.
There's just no better feeling just to see him living out his dream and having such a good time.
And for more on Clayton Coll, let's go down to Taylor.
Yeah, guys, if you need the epitome of toughness, it's probably Clayton Coll, linebacker, super senior and undisputed leader for this Ball State team.
There's 30 seconds left in the half. Keep them out of field goal range. Let's get into halftime with a somewhat close game, and let's rally the troops.
You know, and on that play, I'm just kind of watching the receiver, I think, broke a tackle, got in a situation where Clayton took an angle on him.
So I opened up and kind of accelerated and knew take a big angle for this because I don't know where he's going to go. Thought he was going to run out of bounds. Common sense says run out of bounds, stop the clock.
Barry Brown wide open. Inside the 30. That'll stop.
And I just remember rotating over and I started punching the ground because I knew this one was serious.
You know, his goal is to become an orthopedic surgeon.
I knew where Allie was sitting. I knew where my family was. I couldn't muster it up to look.
Here comes the cart out on the field.
And yeah, I was extremely worried when he wasn't getting back up because that's not him. Sorry.
Like for him, it maybe a deceleration injury.
Well, it looked like he got his cleat caught in the turf as he came to change the
Heartbroken. Because I knew it was bad. So it was just sad.
Because I thought the world was over. Everything heading into this season, I knew it was a big deal for me.
You see Mark Stoops coming out.
When you invest in something like he has, and to have it taken away from you, I mean, it's not like you're gonna just take a deep breath and say, oh, everything's okay now.
Doc came in and explained everything to my parents. At the moment he walked out, all hell turned loose, and I was throwing as much shit I could get my hands on and took my pads off and threw them, and it was on from there when it came to angry.
Yeah, just emotionally, it was very, very difficult for him. I've never seen him struggle like that. It was hard. When that gets just thrown up in the air and taken away, it's like he was absolutely lost. He didn't know what to do, just completely lost.
I've never been a why me person, really. I've never sat there and said that. But I emptied everything I had into that season. I mean, I fought back from 3 hand surgeries and a shoulder surgery and put myself in a position to be a high-level football player, but that's not how life works. You don't always get what you put in. I would say in that moment, I broke down to my dad and just told him, I don't know what just happened, but I don't know how much longer I can do this.
He still has a voicemail there. It's still his voice too. Before every game on the field, on the bench, and just kind of just have a conversation in my head with him. It was always along the lines of Dad, thank you. I know I'm here because of you. I wish you could be here. That's what it always feels like. I just wish you could see it.
I know for some football players, their number represents a lot. But switching to 0 really, I don't know. It was able to signify just my journey. And 0 people believed in me. 0 coaches believed, 0 programs. It's a lot behind a big 0 block number on a jersey. I would not be the same person I was if I didn't have these tough times.
have perspective on life. It's never as good as it seems, and it's never as bad as it seems. And I've been in extremely high places, felt like I was on top of the world, and then I've been crying in front of 62,000 people with my ankle just got blown up on me. Not literally. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna be all right. If I can walk home from a job that I love, to my wife, kids, some chocolate labs, can't complain. We'll see what happens from now until then to see what changes that life, but that life will be there because I'll work really hard to get there and provide that for my wife and family.
Regardless, football is always going to have some type of factor in my life. Like, I'm going to live with what I learned from football for the rest of my life.
And zero just, to me, means to bet on myself. I want to have that zero mentality, that constant pursuit of trying to be the best person.
And I still have a lot to prove in my life. And I got a lot of people supporting me, and I want to prove them right.
Just everything I've learned from football, it's always going to be in me and a part of my life.
Take my crown.